Moving on to another six-man tag team match. Let's see what they call this one. Probably should have written these down. Let's see. Third match. Rockin' Your Hearts of... I'm guessing that's a bad word. It's FXXXING Outlaws. Rockin' Your Hearts of fucking Outlaws. With an apostrophe in the wrong place. Yeah, okay. G.B.H, so that's Makabe, Togi Makabe, Tomohiro Ishii, and Toru Yano versus Buchanan, Bull Buchanan, it just says Buchanan here though, D'Lo Brown and Travis Tomko. So a bit of history on G.B.H first. Hiroyoshi Tenzan is the leader of G.B.H, and he's full of confidence after his somewhat surprising G1 Climax triumph and a big win over his former tag team champion, former tag team partner, Masahiro Chono. He announced the formation of this stable at that time. He invited, amongst others, Makabe, Ishii, and Yano. And his criteria for joining G.B.H, or Great Bash Heel, was to be strong, bad, and cool. And that his intention was to revive the old, beautiful New Japan, whatever that means to him. And the way they would go about it is by causing G.B.H grievous bodily harm. So that's something else G.B.H can stand for. But after failing in his challenge for Tanahashi's IWGP Championship, and then failing in the G1 Tag League with Liger, Tenzan decided to enter All Japan's Real World Tag League, is what they call it, with his longtime partner Satoshi Kojima. And this left Makabe as the de facto leader of G.B.H. Back over in New Japan. So he's 33 years old, Makabe. He's recently won his first title, the WEW Heavyweight Championship, during a period of invasion into the Apache Pro Wrestling Army promotion by G.B.H. And the WEW title, it's been active across several promotions. It's generally kind of a death match or a hardcore title. And I believe he's the champion at this point still, going into this match. Ishii has been a freelancer until just recently because he spent the majority of his time as a junior heavyweight, but Riki Choshu, of course, aforementioned the booker of New Japan, Riki Choshu was also Ishii's trainer, and Riki Choshu promoted him to heavyweight in 2005, so he's been on that track since with New Japan. He's 31 years old, by the way. Yano's the third member here. He's 28. He's been a devious cheater for a large part of his professional career, despite being a decorated amateur. And Ishii and Yano have been a tag team together since 2005, when at that time they were a part of Chono's Black New Japan stable. Then on the All Japan side, Buchanan and D'Lo Brown were members of an All Japan faction oddly called Roughly Obsess and Destroy, so R-O-D. They were a mid-card tag team of limited success, though the faction around them is fairly successful. In September 2006, those two turned on Taiyo Kea and Taka Michinoku to join Voodoo Murders, and that's who they represent here. They recently competed together in All Japan's Real World why can't I say that? Real World Tag League, where they came fourth out of 7 teams. And then, of course, the other guy is Travis Tomko. He's a New Japan wrestler, actually. He's with the new Chono stable. It's Chono and Nakamura-gun at this point. That wasn't to last long anyway. But I'm not sure why exactly he's in this match, if there's any real rhyme or reason to it. The best I can come up with is I think because he's a tag team with, this is Tomko, by the way, sorry. Tomko's a tag team with Bernard, Giant Bernard, Matt Bloom, A-Train. And I think Bernard turned on G.B.H. to join the Chono and Nakamura-gon stable. And he was a tag team with Tomko. So I think Tomko was involved in that turn, although Tomko was never with G.B.H. as far as I know. I don't know. So that's as much sense as I could make out of it. But anyway, that's those guys. For those of you playing at home, so we've got blonde and in purple, Makabe. Blonde and in red, Yano. Ishii wouldn't dare risk damaging his full head of hair, so he's the odd one out. He hasn't bleached his hair. His parents wouldn't let him. And then on the All Japan side, there's the big bald guy with tattoos, and that's Tomko. And then there's the big bald guy without tattoos, and that's Buchanan. And then finally there's the biggest bald head that belongs to D'Lo. But getting to the match. Yano flicks water at his opponents, sending them reeling back in horror, and G.B.H. rush them together. Tomko overpowers Yano and Makabe, allowing the All Japan team to take the ring back. Makabe and Tomko eventually meet in the middle to begin the match properly. Buchanan shows a little agility, hitting a diving clothesline off the top rope. The All Japan guys tag each other quickly, each dealing damage to Makabe until a power slam on D'Lo changes the momentum. Yano and Ishii work well together. The fight spills out onto the ramp where D'Lo is bumped about by Makabe and Yano. Ishii shows great strength in the ring despite visibly being the smallest in there. Yano has a little tool he likes to use, that he uses to strike D'Lo while Makabe has the referee distracted. And now G.B.H. are isolating D'Lo from his team, showing their ability as a unit. Tomko finally gets tagged in and goes on a rampage before oddly tagging a perceptibly tired D'Lo. So now D'Lo's back in. So either Tomko's stupid or he thinks Buchanan really sucks. Maybe both. D'Lo does the right thing. He tags Buchanan in, and that begins a spell of domination from the Gaijin team. But Buchanan takes too long on the turnbuckle. He had Makabe up there. Yano makes a save. And then it's Yano hits Buchanan with a sneaky chair shot. And then Makabe capitalizes on that with a lariat. So Buchanan eats the pinfall. And I suppose proves Tomko right for not tagging him in.